Hello and welcome to Overdrive. I'm Shireen Bhan. The Auto Expo has finally come to a close in the national capital, but as you can see, the winter chill continues. Now, if you were brave enough to brave the weather, the fog, the rain, the chaos and the crowds to actually get into the Auto Expo, then you were very lucky. But for those of you who couldn't make the trek to Delhi, this special will take you through all the biggest launches from the world of SUVs, MPVs, two-wheelers to luxury cars. Take a look.
1,500 exhibitors, over 50 global brands, 58 new launches and over 7 lakh visitors. Auto Expo 2012 was, as always, a fast and frantic event. Covering over 1 lakh square meters of show space in just 30 minutes is quite a task. So let's get started.
This is Maruti Suzuki's big unveiling here at the Auto Expo. It is the Ertiga and it is the country's first compact MPV. It is 4.2 meters in length. It is not under 4 meters in length, so it does not qualify for the small car excise duty brakes. It also has a new 1.4 litre petrol engine. It's a K12 series engine. It is based on the 1.2 litre engine, but it's got 96 horsepower. They made it a 1.4 to account for fuel efficiency so that this is fuel efficient. Of course, the bigger selling engine will be the 1.3 diesel. As you can see, the styling is very Ritz derived, but because of the proportions, it looks much nicer than the Ritz to my eye. It is large, it's got good space in the front and the middle row. Though if you sit comfortably in those two rows, the third row is very cramped and you can only put children. With the third row up, there's hardly any boot space also, but it is compact, so driving it around in the city will be a breeze, like every Maruti car is a breeze to drive. It will be launched in 2 months, it will be priced in the region of 6 to 7 lakh rupees, something to definitely watch out for. The big launch at Renault is the Duster. It's the first time that has been shown in India and it is going to be launched very soon. They haven't announced when, but we estimate around March, April, prices around 7 to 8 lakh rupees. As you can see, it's a very honest, no frills, rugged, but very well suited vehicle to India. It'll have front wheel and all-wheel drive versions. The interiors, they feel a little low cost, but with the new trim levels, it will look nice. It will be well suited in that segment. This is something that we're really waiting for. The only downside, it's got only 2 rows of seats, so it's not a 7-seater. Apart from the Duster, Renault also launched the Pulse. Prices start at 5.77 going up to 6.2 lakh rupees. It is only diesel for now. Renault Sport also showed a nicely kitted out version of the Pulse. Looks very enticing. I hope they bring it to India soon, but I doubt it'll be on the horizon very soon. Apart from that, they also had the Dizzy concept, which is drawing a lot of attraction. Apart from the Pulse, a lot of crowd mulling around it and having a look at the cars.
The showgirls, if you will, at the Nissan stand this year were obviously the World Car of the Year, the Nissan Leaf, the 370Z, resplendent in red, and the iconic Nissan GTR. But Nissan also had some more practical and affordable cars on display, including their entire current Indian lineup, which is of course the Micra and the Sunny, now of course with the diesel engine. And the big launch was this, the Evalia. Known worldwide as the NV200, the Evalia was launched with much fanfare as Nissan's answer to the Mahindra Xylo and Toyota Innova. Power is courtesy Renault Nissan's familiar 1.5-litre DCI engine, though we don't quite know the exact state of tune, and we expect this MPV to hit the road in the later half of the year. Japanese giants Toyota had a brilliant 2011 and they already have ambitious plans for 2012, starting with upgrades to their bestsellers, the Innova and Fortuner, as you saw on last week's show. But the big news for Toyota this year is the launch of Etios Motor Racing. The cars that you see next to me, the Etios and the Lever. Have you ever seen an Etios look this good? Both these cars have been developed by Toyota Racing Development in Japan, using the base Etios and Lever as donor cars. The engines, currently the Etios, will continue to be powered by the current production 1.5-litre petrol. The racing series, well, they will have 2 exhibition races in 2012, in the third quarter and in the fourth quarter. Driver selections have already opened. Registrations for driving will close on the 15th of February, after which the company will start their driver trials. In 2013, Etios Motor Racing will have 5 to 6 race weekends, and I, for one, I can't wait to see another manufacturer coming into the sport, even if it is with one-make racing.
General Motors is one of the world's 3 largest car makers, and India contributes significantly towards that growth. And part of that growth in the coming years is going to come from cars such as the new Sail, as well as the new MPV concept. Now, let me take you a bit more through the Sail. It's under 4 meters in length, it's got spacious interiors, and of course the design, well, it's attractive and it's a very humble design without being flashy, overly garish. The choice of 2 engines in the Sail. There's a 1.2 litre petrol as well as a 1.3 litre diesel that's sourced from Fiat. We expect good performance as well as good efficiency, and of course the car should be very affordable and very competitive in this segment.
GM has big expectations from the Sail, which will slot into a fiercely competitive hatchback segment. The MPV concept, meanwhile, has been specifically engineered for emerging markets, keeping in mind the need to accommodate larger families. But while GM waits for the concept to hit production, it's given the old workhorse Tavera a new lease of life with Euro 4 compliant power plants and updated interiors. Tata Motors once again had a large presence at the Expo, with pride of place going to the much-awaited replacement for the Safari. The new Storm, spelt with an E, ended up being an incremental improvement rather than the expected game changer. Also on display was the Pixel concept with its nifty scissor doors and some variations on existing models.
Another little nugget here at the Tata Motors stall is this Indica Concept S2. It's got a 1.4 litre turbo petrol engine producing 140 horsepower, disc brakes all around, 17-inch wheels, tweaked suspension and steering. And the best news is there's a strong possibility this car could go into production. And if it does, Tata Motors will explore the possibility of producing it on a separate high-performance line where they can then produce other high-performance cars. This is an Indica I'm certainly interested in.
We've been saying it for over a year that Peugeot is going to come down to India, and finally at the Auto Expo 2012, well, Peugeot has made its presence felt very strongly indeed, and it's all with this car that's going to start that trend, the 508. Now it comes with the diesel engine, that's the power plant we're going to see in India. They're also going to assemble the car here in India at Sanand in Gujarat, and well, that's going to make this car very, very competitive in the premium luxury segment. It's a pretty nice car to look at, fantastically styled, French of course, so it's very, very chic. The interiors are luxurious, comfortable, and well, I think a lot of customers are going to be looking at this car with a lot of interest.
Well, as you can see, MPVs and compact SUVs clearly the flavor of the season. Time for us to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere, because when we return, luxury car makers battle it out to get your attention.